Dance to the music, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Woodlands, Texas. Let's hear from our studio audience. Are you excited to be in Texas? Hey, yes, they're excited to be in Texas. Sarah Piampiano.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And let's everybody say hello to Dark Mark.
What's up, world?
Dark Mark.
Folks, we are brought to you today by our good friends at BSX Insight. BSX Insight warning us all to stop the pricks. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, lactate threshold. We'll edit that out. King of Technology's computer is now. You need to silence your computer, Mr. King of Technology.
Sorry.
I mean, I didn't want to start my first episode out by having to yell at the King of all technology, but you've just ruined my first episode. Sarah, I apologize on behalf of my staff.
Go back to Canada.
King of all technology, that is strike one for you. Strike one. We need to. I've talked to Dark Mark about his research, and I need to talk to you about your technology.
Strike 80.
All right. So, folks, we are brought to you by BSX Insight, a wonderful sponsor. Thank you to them. Stop the pricks. And Sarah.
Yes.
I feel like we're becoming very good friends. You know, you won 7.3 in New Orleans.
Yep.
And you were kind enough to call in and leave a voicemail, which I then embedded onto the website, which was super cool.
Which is amazing. That was a late night call. So.
What was there? Some drinks happening? Celebratory?
Actually, I think there must have been some drinks happening on your end because you didn't even reach out to me until like 10 or 11. So.
Erroneous. It doesn't sound like me. Mark, please defend me this time.
He's got a kid. That's his defense for everything.
Right. Yep.
What is? It's my excuse for everything. That and the vegan diet.
Yeah.
Speaking of diets, you are gluten-free. Is that true, Sarah?
Not entirely, but yeah, mostly gluten-free.
A strong denial. Okay. Dark Mark has been a proponent over the years of gluten tolerance, meaning that some people do like to enjoy gluten, and Mark feels that that lifestyle should be embraced by all Americans and people around the world. Do you feel that there's intolerance of people who are gluten tolerant?
You can take a minute.
Answer the question, Sarah.
I have to process that through my head for a second.
Do not doubt.
No, man, I think everybody should embrace gluten-tolerant people. I think that's,
preaching to the choir. Yep. Mark.
I think that we should be intolerant of gluten-intolerant people. It's like...
No, say that again. We should be intolerant of gluten-intolerant people. Yeah. Is that a double intolerant, like a double negative? It works.
Making it a positive,
It works. Okay. Let's get to know Sarah a little bit, folks. I also got to talk to her after Ironman 70.3 in Galveston. So this is a couple 70.3s. Back in 2011, you were the first American age grouper at Kona.
Yes.
And you turned pro the next year?
Yep.
So talk to us about that as an age grouper, though. That had to have been very, very fun to go there and just crush all the other age groupers.
Well, so that was my second Ironman. And
second Ironman ever,
yeah.
Not second Kona. Wow.
Yeah, and the first Ironman I did was Coeur d'Alene earlier that year, and going into that race, Coeur d'Alene, everybody had said that Ironman is the most painful thing that you will ever experience in your entire life, and so I went into that race thinking that it was just absolutely mortified. I was so scared how hard and painful it was going to be. And it wasn't as bad as what my expectations were. So I went into Kona thinking, Ironman's not that bad. It's, whatever, it's a piece of cake. And my Kona experience was pretty awful. It was so hard.
So awful that you won your age group and was the first.
I did, but it was just so hot and so hard.
There's a lot of humble bragging going on.
Yeah.
So it was very hot. You must be really excited for Saturday then.
I am. Well, things have changed since then. I've learned how to
You've heat acclimated.
Control my core temperature and things like that, but nobody really prepared me for the Kona experience. But it was a pretty exciting and satisfying overall experience for me.
You don't train in a very hot place. You live in San Fran.
I do.
You were telling me before that you loved L.A. Why'd you leave L.A.? I mean, it has hot guys. It has everything you need in life. A lot of fit people.
There are hot guys in San Francisco, too.
Just
in a lumberjack sexual kind of way.
Lumbersexual? I dig that vibe.
Yeah. Well, I moved to San Francisco because my coach, Matt Dixon from Purple Patch Fitness, is based up there.
And he demanded that you move to be with him.
He didn't demand, but we both felt it would be advantageous for me to be in front of him on a daily basis.
Yeah. So you see him?
Every day,
Daily?
pretty much. Yeah, except for Mondays, which are recovery days for me. I see him pretty much every day.
That's great.
Yeah.
You grew up ski racing, downhill and Super G. Is this true?
This is true. I grew up as a runner and ski racer, and then when I was in high school, I kind of had to make a decision which direction I wanted to go because I was very serious about both of them, and I ended up choosing ski racing and went to a ski academy in Vermont that was completely dedicated to trying to get all of the students on their respective national teams. So, I mean, my goal when I was in high school was to make the U.S. ski team.
And did that happen?
No, it didn't.
Why did you fail us in that regard, Sarah?
Well, it probably didn't help that, everybody around me weighed like 175 pounds. And as a scrawny little teenager, I was like, 110 pounds. But I did take weight gainer when I was.
So what is that? That's like
Muscle 2000.
Did that work?
It did. Actually, I went from 110 pounds when I went into school to the next year, I was 160 pounds.
It's funny. I was a super skinny kid, and I don't think I hit puberty till I was 16. And so, like, when I was a freshman in high school, I literally weighed 95 pounds.
Yeah.
I couldn't have wrestled on the wrestling team because you had to weigh at least 100. And my old man was freaked out, and he would make me take the weight gainer. He would actually give me non-alcoholic beer, too, because he felt like that had a lot of calories.
That explains a whole lot.
Exactly.
So I bet you didn't ever have the power breakfast, though.
What's that?
Power breakfast is a bagel with butter, cream cheese, peanut butter, and jelly. And I eat 4 of those every morning.
I think Aaron Webster had that for breakfast today twice.
Did he really?
It is.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
good.
all
That's-
forms of fat that you can put onto your bagel. Maybe you
lot
could add
of,
some bacon on there, too.
That's a lot of knife work. That's a lot of spreading, really. How do you, I don't even know how you
I
do
started
that.
getting a little like carpal tunnel in my wrist.
I have that too, but for much different reasons, Sarah. Let's get back to something more important here.
Aren't you married?
I am. Exactly.
With child.
Obviously, you're not. I can't even relate to you. Who are you? So, is it true you always wear new socks in a race? That's a rumor I heard.
It is true. I have a thing about always wearing a new pair of socks in a race.
Do you have a sock sponsor?
Well, I race for Saucony, so Saucony gives us socks.
I guess that works out.
Yep. So at Ironman, I have to bring 2 new pairs of socks because I have anxiety. I wear socks on the bike in all my races. And then in Ironman, I have anxiety about whether or not I'm going to have to put on a brand new pair of socks
For the run.
for the run. And to date, I haven't had to. But for example, this weekend, it's supposed to potentially rain. So there might be 2 new pairs of socks being brought
But
out.
let me ask you, I mean, aren't your socks going to be wet anyway, just from the sweat of biking, not to mention the urine? Is there any conceivable scenario in which you would arrive to T2 and your socks would still be dry? That would seem like a miracle to me.
True, but there's a difference. I mean, in a place like Texas where it's really humid, I mean, you sweat a lot more than in other places where, like in a drier climate, the sweat evaporates. And so
That's true.
Your socks are not going to get as wet. And actually, if you pee on the bike, it's not typically going to get your socks wet because it just goes behind you. It gets the sock sweat of the person riding behind you, but not actually your sock sweat.
There you have it.
Yeah.
I've never peed on the bike.
It's hard, but once you learn how to do it, it's
I do it in spin class.
That's disgusting, Mark.
Got to practice.
I need to talk to you about your manners. I heard a nickname. This may or may not be true. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I heard you have the nickname of Pooh. Is this true, Sarah?
It is true. Matt Dixon, my coach, gives all of his athletes and his pro athletes in particular nicknames. And mine turned out to be Pooh. And he typically does not give any explanation as to why he does that. So for a long time, I was going on thinking that, it's like Winnie the Pooh, which is a really cute, endearing type thing.
Lovely
and then
character.
somebody asked me, they were like, it's P-O-O, not P-O-O-H, which is true. It is P-O-O. And that got me thinking as to why he does call me Pooh. And I actually don't know. However, last year I broke my leg, and during my time off, I gained about...
Very nonchalantly. Last year I broke my leg.
But I gained about 25 pounds because when I did break my leg, I decided that I was gonna eat and drink and just
Have fun.
And so everybody started calling me Big Pooh instead of Little Pooh, which is what my nickname actually is Little Pooh. And so everybody started calling me Big Pooh.
I love it. Well, Matt Dixon, I mean, we need to talk to him about his nicknames. This is seems rude.
Doesn't Brad's son do that? Names all his athletes?
I think he does, actually, yeah.
Does he really?
He's
Yeah,
learning from the best.
yeah.
Oh.
Because Caroline Zena and
Mm-hmm.
Daniela Reef is Angry
Angry
Bird.
Bird.
I do that too.
Would you rather be Angry Bird or Pooh?
I think I'd rather be Angry Bird.
Yeah. Angry Bird poo.
You don't seem like an angry person anyway. You seem
No,
fun-loving.
no, I'm not. I'm not an angry person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you won't be racing angry tomorrow.
Saturday, no.
Saturday. Yeah, cut. Please don't race tomorrow. So a lot of people are placing bets, placing wagers in terms of fantasy triathlon now. It's legal to play fantasy triathlon and people can do it for money. And there's like $100 game out there.
Oh, really?
So these
$100.
results are starting to matter.
Wow.
And what people have to do is pick top 5 men and women. So on the ladies' side, who do you feel like are the the top contenders?
Well, as I'm sure you know, this the race this year is pretty stacked. It's a really amazing field. I would probably venture to say it's the most competitive Ironman field we've ever seen outside of the World Championships.
No doubt.
So that's pretty exciting. And my view is that it's really going to come down to the last 8 miles of the run. I mean, I think that there's going to be a lot of stuff that happens up at the front of the race. The usual people are going to come out of the swim ahead of everybody. There's a lot of really, really strong cyclists out there. So I don't know if there's going to be a lot of movement in terms of the front of the race early on, but it's going to come down to the run. And
so who will you crush on the run? Talk to us about who you hate among the top women. You won't give me the top.
I am such an
I need you to
angry
name
person.
names. Name names.
You want me to name names?
Yes. Audience, don't you want her to name names?
That's so stressful. You're putting me on the spot because I'm.
Rachel Joyce.
No one's watching this.
Well, I guess my general thought of who the top 5 would be, including myself, I'm putting myself in the
Okay.
top 5, would be Rachel Joyce, Kelly Williamson, Corinne Abraham, and Heather Wertel.
Wertel. She's here next. I'm glad you said that. Otherwise, I'd have to
We'll make sure to tell her.
that you were trashing her.
Would never trash.
Corinne Abraham. She would not have been in my top 5, but
I mean, I think so. Like, just to give a little bit of an explanation, Kelly has historically not raced well in Kona, but she has raced here a number of times, and actually, I think some of her very best bike rides that she's ever done. have been
Defending
on this
champ.
course. And she's a defending champ.
Yep.
And she can run, as we all know, under a 3-hour marathon.
It's
which-
important for her to do well. It's Texas. She lives here.
Yeah.
It's like a backyard race.
So I think that she's going to be a really strong contender. Rachel, as we all know, is Rachel, and she's a superstar, and she races well in heat. And I
But
think
will she be fit for this race? Is this a A for her, or is this just a?
Rachel's actually, to be honest, is probably my biggest question mark in the top 5. Not because I don't think that she's a phenomenal athlete. I have an incredible amount of respect for her, but Rachel's focus every year is on Kona. And I know without a doubt that Rachel will go into Kona being incredibly prepared and ready to go and contend for the win. But she herself has always said that, she takes a lot of time off at the end of the year. She lets herself totally rest, and that, her focus isn't on the races at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So, I don't know for her if this race is simply just to validate and get her spot for Kona, or if she's, really coming out to contend. I don't really know where she's at fitness wise. I mean, Brazil wasn't, the 70.3 down there wasn't a great race for her, but she went off course. So we didn't really get a true sense of kind of where she's at fitness wise. And then she ran really well in St. George, but I just don't know where
So what you're saying, if I could summarize, you hate Rachel Joyce and you are going to crush her on the run if it takes,
She's amazing. I love Rachel Joyce.
We're in 2 different things.
There's no hating going on.
I can read between the lines here. I can definitely read between the lines. True that you train 30 to 35 hours a week.
Yeah. That's true.
That's too much. Don't you think she should take it easy, Mark?
Is it working for you?
It is working for me. It's good. I mean, I feel the best that I've ever felt this year, period. I mean, I feel just really in like the last month going into New Orleans. I had Giardia, which I don't know if I told you about or not, but I had Giardia
That's a
in the
nasty
first part of the
food,
year. It's a parasite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the first part of the year was a bit of a struggle for me. And then kind of really going into New Orleans and beyond New Orleans, I felt great. I felt in a really good spot. So I think that 30 to 35 hour a week training thing.
I train 20 minutes a day. It's not working for me very well. I'm extremely obese. I know the dad bod is popular right now. I'm almost pushing the limits. I'm into the obese.
The dad bod is rocking.
Dad bod is
Maintain a dad bod. You make it look good.
What else? What else?
Be a dad bod model.
Dad bod model. I've done some before modeling, like for stock photos, where they do like the before solo flex, then after he got muscular.
And they just take your head and
they just put the other guy's face on my
and you get
body.
like really dehydrated for a few days. Your cheeks
So you got puffy, soft dad bod, and then next thing you know, solo flex.
Shake weight.
I don't know. What's popular in San Francisco, the dad bod, or is it people aren't that fit in San Fran?
People
Are
are
they?
pretty fit. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, people are really, cycling is really big there. There's a huge cycling culture. In LA, it's all about like Stairmaster and walking with your weights, and
Right.
people have really good bodies, but it's kind of a totally different. It's more out of vanity versus in San Francisco. It's because people are like hardcore cyclists.
Yes.
Hardcore rock climbers and hardcore surfers.
Not so many fake boobs in San Fran.
Oh, there's fake boots everywhere. What are you
There
talking
are.
about now?
And some of the men, have you been down to whatever that street is?
Castro District?
Castro District.
Yeah, there probably are some fake boobs.
Dude, your cord is so loud.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Stop wiggling it. King of all technology. We're going to be doing this audio.
Can't you zip tie that or something?
His can go down a little too.
We're going to live. Mark's can go down.
And I don't hear her at all in my
You know,
headset.
All right.
No, but
Well, what a shit show this is.
I know.
I mean, see what happens in triathlon when people try to broadcast
You
live
should
on the
just
internet.
rip your tie off and throw it on the ground.
Why not? If not, if it's going badly, just start removing clothing.
I feel bad that you're all dressed up and I'm in like a
Always my-
sweatshirt.
yeah, thanks
I feel like
for-
I should have worn a dress.
I want to thank both of you for getting dressed up today. Mark is wearing a Bahrain Endurance 13 shirt.
happy to be a part of the team. Thanks, Prince.
I actually don't believe that you're on the team, Mark. I feel this is maybe a lie that you're spreading.
Fake it till you make it.
You feel if you just keep tweeting about them, they'll invite you?
I think that's how it's going to work. They followed me, so I'm getting closer.
They followed you.
Yeah, in a car on the way here.
The
Well, that's
prince did
lovely.
himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Will you go over to the Middle Eastern race at all?
I would like to. Actually, Matt and I have talked a little bit about kind of taking my end of season break after Kona and then building back in and maybe going and doing some races over there in December.
Very cool.
Yeah, and in the early part of the year. I'd really like to race, and I actually think, they tend to implement the 20-meter rule, which for me would be an advantageous thing because
Because you're a kick-ass biker.
I like to bike.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time you've been all waiting for. It's the 5 questions, rapid fire. Are you ready?
Rapid fire.
Rapid
Pressure's
fire,
on.
5 questions. There is a lot of pressure on. Are you ready? All right, Sarah. What is the state flower of Maine?
The pine cone.
The white pine cone.
Oh, I
we
got
want to
it
give her. We'll give her credit. Partial credit.
Yes.
Partial credit.
I'm kind of impressed myself for that one.
Question number 2. In what universe is a pine cone a flower?
In our universe.
Maine. That is correct. That is correct. Question number 3. You are 2 for 2. You've said that you train 30 to 35 hours a week and eat 10 meals a day.
That's true.
What do you have more of, friends or breakfast?
Like breakfast.
That is correct. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. 3 for 3. Question number 4. What is your favorite race?
I would say Ironman Austria.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't accept that. The answer is Mexican.
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 That's a race. A race of people. You misunderstood. But I have to subtract the point. You were only 3 for 4. Question number 5.
There's 2 questions.
What is the little finger on the hand called?
The pinky.
That is correct. By the way, we heard
I
that
got nervous for that.
you still sleep with your baby blanket, and it is named Pinky. Is that true?
Pincher. Pincher.
Doug, I got nowhere to hide. I thought I talked to you about your research. Well, my goodness. Well, I tell you what, we've done it all.
But can I?
Oh, you want to address this now?
Yeah, I do want to address it. So, I had this down vest that I slept with from like childhood, and I had it, and when I guess about a year and a half ago, I decided that as a woman nearing my mid-30s, that I really need to get rid of my childhood blankie, and I did. I got rid of it, but I'm not joking you. I think I have post-traumatic stress because I have no idea. Like none whatsoever. I don't have any recollection of what happened to it. I don't know what I did to get rid of it, but it's gone. And I just don't remember.
Mark, how about your childhood blanket? What are you doing with it these days?
Oh, I turned it into a pair of underpants and I'm wearing it right now.
We show the audience for us.
No, I'm not.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was brought to you by BSX Insight. Thank you for joining us. We're up next with Heather Wertella. Bye for now.
She better put me in her top 5.
She will.